Hey y'all, and welcome to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, welcome. My name is Allie or Allison, and I am a flight attendant for a major US domestic carrier. And I'm also a mom, wife, and I vlog about my life and how I balance being a working mom as a flight attendant and just how I get by. For those of you that do know me, welcome back. And either way, thank you for clicking on today's video. I've been with my airline currently for 3.5 years, so yay, almost 4 years, which is crazy. It does not seem like it's been that long, but it has. Or just like the thumbnail says, today's video is going to be about money, how much I make now versus how much I made. I think the last time I made one of these videos, I was still on reserve, and pay is very different when you are a line holder, which I am now, versus when you're on reserve, and it's different in how much you make, how many days off you get, what kinds of days off you get, all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna get into that in a minute, but first things first, I do need to acknowledge today's sponsor, Ana Luisa. Thank you so much once again for collaborating with me. This brand, you guys, is amazing. Amazing jewelry line. I absolutely love their stuff. They hold up so well, so well. All the pieces I have received or gotten from Ana Luisa has been amazing, and they have held up so well. None of them tarnish or anything. Of course, it's made out of 100% recycled gold material. They do have some silver things as well, but everything is made from recycled materials, and they are authentic and such high quality for not a very expensive price. Everything is super affordable, starting at $39. They do have free shipping as well as international shipping options available, which is incredible. They are having a Valentine's special for buy one, get one 50% off. 50% off, that is amazing. So go and grab some of these pieces because they've got some new stuff out right now, and it's just so pretty. Such pretty jewelry. They have so many pretty pieces to choose from. Lots of new stuff. Like, go check them out for sure. I will link everything below, as well as have a special link for you guys, so be sure to check them out below. Everything is linked in my bio. They were kind enough to send me 3 pieces, which I'm excited to get into with you guys. The first piece, I'll just start it out right, is this gorgeous pearl bracelet. I haven't even taken off the tags. But I will put it on here in just a second. So this gorgeous little dainty pearl drop bracelet. I just love how small the pearls are. Like, I love pearl jewelry. I think it's pretty, but I find for myself, like, I want it to be dainty, you know, and just simple. This second piece I'm obsessed with, and I actually have earrings similar to this before that I've received from them, but excuse me, but this is the pearl version, which are really cute. So they're, oh, come on, focus. There we go. So it's little moon and star with little pearl drops. Again, I'm gonna put all this on in just a second, but these are so cute, and I was obsessed with the last pair that I got, and I'm excited to try these as well. Last but not least, there is this, it's in here, but it's a pearl necklace. Give me just a sec and I will put this on so you can see it, so you can see these pieces on. Give me just a second. Okay, so I have all 3 pieces on right now. I love how wide, or big I should say, of a, where is it, of a loop this has, because it's real easy to find, and they do have the different like sizing little big, so you can make it smaller or bigger if you need to. I'm gonna flip this back around. But I love how dainty this is. Like, I would actually wear this to work and like anywhere really. Like, I love how small it is. It almost doesn't even look like little pearls, but they are, and I think it's just so simple and elegant. Here's the bracelet, and the bracelet also has different sizes. Again, that big loop makes it so easy to put it on by yourself, because putting on a bracelet by yourself is a challenge in itself. So there's the pearl bracelet. These earrings I'm dying over. They're so cute. I love the little moon. I have a couple other pieces that I'm going to add that I've gotten from them before for my second earlobe, but have to find them. We've moved and it's a little hectic. But anyways, I love these pieces. Again, thank you, Ana Luisa. Be sure to check them out, you guys. Again, buy one, get one 50% off special for their Valentine's Day special. And click on the link in my description box to check them out. Let's get into the rest of this video. Now for the reason you clicked on this video. The amount I make is different per month, and it's based off of, now for me, how much I'm wanting to work, honestly. Before I was on reserve, or I should say when you're on reserve, you don't really have a choice. You have your days off, and then the rest of the time you're on call and at the mercy of crew scheduling and the company and whatever they need you to go work. Now as a line holder, I can pick and choose when I want to work, how many days off I want to have. I do have to follow our contract and things that they want from us, kind of thing, as far as schedule integrity goes. But for the most part, I can pick and choose what I want. I didn't work much in November and December. January, I got back into like my normal, what I like to normally work. A normal schedule for us is between 72 and 75 hours. Anything over that is not average, because on reserve, you get paid 72 hours. That's how much our contract, or excuse me, with our contract, that's how much the company has to give us when they give us schedules to bid for each month. So the minimum they can schedule us for is 72 hours. We can always work less than that, but they have to give us a schedule worth that at least. So I usually like to work somewhere between 72 and 75 hours. 80 is like normally my most, but it also just depends on how many days off I can get and what days I can have off. Now that I'm more senior, which is so nice, and I'll talk about it in another video, I'm able to really pick and choose what days off I need and want, and I'm able to get my first pick of things because I'm more senior now, being based in Houston, because I am based in Houston, Texas, and being based here now versus Dallas, I'm way more senior, so that's nice. I get my first picks for schedule, which is amazing. But anyhow, let me get into the money part of it. So I am 3.5 years in. July 20 something, end of July is my payday anniversary. Each year we do get a raise. Sometimes it's not much depending on what year you're jumping from and to, kind of thing, but it goes up about $1 essentially each year, and that adds up over time. So I am right now at the pay scale of $30.83 per hour on whatever my schedule is worth. For January, I worked 75 hours. That $30.83 times the 75 hours, and I will put what I make up here on the screen for the month before taxes, insurance, and all that kind of stuff. So that is what I make now. Also, we do get what's called per diem. Per diem is a certain rate set by the company and contractually with our union and stuff. We get $2.68 in per diem per hour for every hour that we are away from base. So what that means is when I worked, let's say January, I'm just gonna click on a random trip. So Wednesday, January 11th, I was working a 3-day. I signed in at 10 a.m. and I did not get back to base. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So Wednesday the 11th, I signed in at 10 a.m. I didn't get back until the 13th at 8 a.m. So for every hour that I'm away, that whole time from 10 a.m. on the 11th to 8 a.m. on the 13th, I'm making $2.68 an hour. And when you are on a trip that's a 2-day, 3-day, or 4-day, not turns, which is a day trip, but 2 days, 3 days, and 4 days, all of that per diem that you're making is non-taxed. So that is a lot of money that adds up at the end, or in the end, I should say, and you get that sum on one of your paychecks. And that's how the company pays you, basically. I get paid on the 15th and of the month, and then the end of the month. It just depends. Like for February, it'll be the 28th. Every other month is usually the 30th or 31st kind of things. So that's typically how airlines pay. And it depends on the airline, but one of those checks will be more. Sometimes for some airlines, it's the end of the month. For my airline, it's the 15th. So our 15th paycheck is always more because it has that per diem added on to it, which comes in handy because my per diem for January was 253 hours. So multiply that 268, I'll put it up here on the screen, by that number, and that is what I made for per diem. So that is pretty much kind of like a normal month for me. Normally my per diem is around 250 hours, and what I actually work, my credit hours, what I'm paid for, is usually around 75 hours, somewhere between 72 and 75. That is my normal. With that, I also in January had 15 days off, so that's pretty average for me, pretty normal. I also have a side hustle. I'm a hairdresser, and a lot of flight attendants have side hustles. It's just a thing. They're either real estate agents, bartenders, hairstylists, there's lots of us, or some type of side hustle to get you in a little bit more income, and that's nice too. So there is that option because this job is so flexible. You are able to do something else and make a whole nother income. Some are waitresses. I mean, they have like whole second jobs and they work this job as a flight attendant around that, and sometimes being a flight attendant isn't their full-time job. For me it is, but it's also not. Sometimes if I know I'm going to do more as a hairdresser, then I won't work as much, but it's just I like what I do, so I do it a lot. That could change, and I have the option to change my mind if I want to later, so that's kind of nice. I like that aspect of this job and this career. But I'm going to talk about February now, because February I'm going to be working a lot more. I'm trying to kind of gear up for summertime. I'm not really trying to work much in the summer, or not work as much, I should say, just because my kids will be out of school and I'm going to try and enjoy the summer with them. So I want to make a lot of money now and kind of crank it out, and then kind of take some time off in the summertime. But for February is probably one of my highest flying hour-wise months that I've done in a long time. Probably July of 2021 was the last time. No, July of 2020. I'm sorry. No, was it 2021? 2020. Yeah, July of 2020 was the last time I flew this many hours, and I was still on reserve. I haven't flown this much in a long time. But, excuse me, for February I have 12 days off, and I'm sorry, 13 days off. But for February, I am actually going to be working 97 hours, almost 98. We'll call it 98 hours. So I'm going to put the math up here. But first, let me say something actually before I do that. Every hour at my airline, every hour that you make after 85 hours is time and a half. So when you pick up out of our open time. So I'll just do the math here. So 85 hours times my normal hourly rate of $30.83. I'll put it here. That's what I will be making for the month of February. Then I'll put the math up here for every hour after that 85 hours until I get to 98 hours that I'm making for time and a half. And I'll put the total here somewhere of those two numbers. It's pretty simple, but I'll put it here on the screen somewhere. Then my per diem is really high this month because a lot of my trips start early, but they also end late. So my per diem is long because I'm gone from base for so long. But my per diem right now is at 394 hours. That's a lot. That's amazing. Times 268. So I put that up here as well. 3 of those are returns, which means that that money is going to be taxed. But you're talking about, let's see. I'm going to do the math right now, actually. It's like 9 hours and 40 minutes or so of per diem times that 268. So you're talking about $25 essentially so 75 bucks, we'll call it that. Of all of that is taxed. The rest of it is non-taxed. So when I get my paycheck, that is how much extra I am making on top of my normal pay. So I'm gonna make quite a good paycheck for February. I'm excited. And I get paid for that in March. So each month it's kind of, for per diem anyways, it's kind of a month behind, if that makes sense. So February 15th when I get paid, I'll get paid for January and so on and so forth. So it's kind of like a month behind, but you get the picture. You do see that money eventually. It's just kind of it lags a little bit. It's kind of confusing, but it makes sense also. But yeah, that is how much I make now as a flight attendant, being with my company for 3.5 years. And my pay will go up in July, like I mentioned before, and it'll go up each year in July. But yeah, honestly though, if you're looking into this career, and you're a mom, a wife, whatever your story is, honestly, even if you're not a mom or a wife, and you just want to get into this industry and you're trying to determine whether or not it is worth it to do this, you can't really put a dollar amount on your happiness or what you ultimately want to do. If being a flight attendant is what you want to do and you know that that's the career path you want to take, then go for it. No amount of money is going to make it worth it. You getting paid more isn't going to make it worth it. You could be paid a bunch and then hate it at a certain airline or whatever the case may be. Each airline pays different. Some are higher, some are lower. My airline's kind of in the mid-range-ish, but I also have so much flexibility. It's worth it to me. I'm able to make my schedule what I want and be home and be with my family as well. And this is something that I always wanted to do. I always saw myself doing ever since I was like 5, I think, because my dad was a pilot, so I grew up on an airplane, and I grew up in the Bush Intercontinental Airport here in Houston. So to me, it's worth it. If you break down the money aspect of it, it's not worth it to some people, and I get that. I do, because when you break it down, the time that you're away, everything else, it can be kind of a downer. It's almost like some people are like, oh, well, that's like a part-time job. And I'm like, well, it kind of is, unless you want to work more. If you want to work more, you do you, boo. Like, there's flight attendants out there that hustle. I know some moms, single moms, who only go home maybe a week out of the whole month, and then they're gone the rest of the time because they're hustling for their kids. Some who are just single people, no kids, no family, no nothing. Some that are married and they just choose to work that much. So if you want to work a whole lot, do it. You know, if you want to work less, do that too. But ultimately, do what makes you happy and make the decision that is going to be best for you. No one can tell you whether or not it is worth it to be a flight attendant. I don't take my work home with me. It's a very stress-free job. You do have to be very independent and sufficient, because you are on your own for the most part, but it's fun because you get to work with so many awesome people. I absolutely love working with all the flight attendants that I have met and made friends and all that good stuff. So it's been great. I love it. If you think it's for you, try it out too. Again, nobody can tell you it's not worth it if to you it is, and it's something that you want to do. So go chase your dreams always, and no matter what, find your happiness. That's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed me telling you about how much I make. It maybe gives you an idea of, you know, even though you start out at so little on reserve, it gets better. Just know that. Again, check out Ana Luisa Jewelry. Buy one, get one 50% off for their Valentine's special. Link is in my description box. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye for now.